exciting episode of the DA Corner with your favourite host and mine, me. This week's episode is a very special episode. I get to interview a very close friend of mine. I've known her for about 3-4 years now. She is from the same town as mine, Stanley, England. So today we're going to interview with my best friend, one of them. Please, everybody, you'll know her as Silver Wings, but I know her as the wonderful, sensational, absolutely fantastic Tammy Lee Mills. Tammy, welcome to DA Corner. So you're on the DA Corner. One of the many females I've been on the show. Not many males been on. Is that just because there are more females on DeviantArt than males?
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
So anyway.
Before we get into the major business of DeviantArt and your actual galleries and stats, I just want to establish you as a person. You know, kind of. So you're from Stanley.
Yes.
You're from South Stanley, obviously a slightly rougher area. What's it like living in South Stanley?
It's not very nice living in South Stanley. You get the right weirdos sometimes. I mean, there are pleasant people up and down my street because this is, frankly, the posh area of Stanley, right. South Stanley, which I'm not really proud of because it's still South Stanley.
Yeah, but surely it's not all that bad. I mean, there's got to be some good qualities to South Stanley.
Well, peacefulness, the fact that it's not on the main road, the fact that if you can look out my bedroom window, you'll see nothing but wood.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, obviously, I know you quite well because I see you pretty much every day and all that, and we are good friends. But not a lot of people actually know you. How would you describe yourself to anybody who's wanting a clear idea of what kind of person you are? How would you describe yourself as a person?
Describe myself as probably fun, caring, loving, crazy, insane.
And right, I mean,
very obsessive.
Well, I wouldn't say you're obsessive, but you can get obsessive about certain things, like housework, for instance. You're very precise about what you're doing, and especially cooking. You like doing that yourself, I've noticed. Obviously, not a lot of people know that in the outside world. But you do get quite territorial when it comes to things like the cooking and the housework and all that. Would you say that's a fair comment?
Yeah, I love cooking and I love cleaning, and I particularly don't like people that get in my way and mess things up. Or
so you're pretty much a perfectionist.
I wouldn't say a complete perfectionist because I can be a slob myself and just
okay.
Dump things and leave things.
Okay, well, we'll get back to your personality in a little bit. I just want to get to the heart of it. Obviously, it's the DA Corner, so let's talk a bit about DA, or DeviantArt, for those who haven't yet worked out what the little D and the big A stands for. Right, obviously, first thing I want to look at is your stats. That's where we always start off. Before looking at it, you have seen your page views recently. It was about 6,777, something like that. It's 6,446 page views. Why do you think you're getting so many page views?
I really don't know. I know I've been on for at least 3 years now, so that could have had some sort of impact on it for being there for a while. But generally, I really haven't got a clue why.
Well, in total, you've got 55 deviations. They've been viewed 1,094 times. How's that make you feel?
Wow.
So
that little view for that many, it must be 10 times the amount.
Yeah, I mean, well, apparently, obviously I'm just reading off your gallery stats available for anybody who wishes to have a look at her profile. You watch 17 people and 20 people watch you. Why do you think you attract a high number of watchers?
Maybe they enjoy my photographs.
Who doesn't?
I can't put them ones on.
Oh, okay. But I mean, overall, your deviations receive 504 comments, and of your 55 deviations, they've been added to people's favourites 40 times. So basically, you've received 40 favourites for your entire gallery so far.
Wow.
Why do you think that is?
People are crazy. No, maybe they enjoy the same stuff as I do. Maybe it's because I just keep things down to earth and real. I just show basic things in my life. I don't try and use Photoshop and try to spruce it up, and I just do things au natural.
Fair enough. Who doesn't like au natural? Without looking at your stats, obviously, because I've got them open up, and I don't usually let people look at the stats, but do you have any idea which of your works received the most comments?
I don't know, because I can't read the screen from here. I'm pretty much blind.
We have got a massive light shining on her, if you hadn't noticed.
One of my favourite ones, I would say, would have to be Dead Fish.
Right. Well, actually, it's Do You Feel the Same?
Oh.
Poem you wrote. Any idea how many comments it received? It's the most popular in terms of comments. Any idea how much they've received?
About 30, perhaps.
Try 122.
122 for one poem.
122 for one poem.
Maybe I should write some more poems. I don't really write poems, but hey.
Let's take a look at that poem. We can take a look at that. If you just, obviously, out of your gallery, you generally put up imagery as opposed to written work. So it is a rather rare treat when we get literary work from you. Do you have any idea what the poem itself was about, looking back?
Thinking about it, it was a poem in response to a deviant comment of an ex of mine who's also on this lovely fantastic art site.
Who will remain anonymous.
Yes. Basically, I wrote a comment and it churned up some extra feelings inside of me which I could not express during this comment. So I basically wrote a poem about how exactly I was feeling at the time.
Yeah, obviously it was posted on the 31st of October 2005. So that was quite a while ago. That's coming up to 2 years. It is a fantastic poem. When you read it, the sun rises and you are there, the sun sets and you are there, I wait for you, you smile, take me in, do you feel the same? And it's a fantastic repetition all the way through of every last line, do you feel the same? It really gets a point across of the poem. What I really love, I have to admit, from my personal point of view, it's how the first verse kind of reflects in the second of last one. The sun rises and you are there, the sun sets and you are there. And in the second of last one, you've got, I still wait and watch the sun. You're still talking about that sun. It's going back to that first verse when you're talking about how when the sun sets and sunrise, he was there, and now you're still watching the sun even though he's not there. Were you thinking about that at the time, or was it just what you were writing at the time? Were you not thinking about... were you thinking about how you were structuring it, or were you more focused on what you were saying?
I was trying to consider the fact of the sunset and the sun rising, because I'm one of these weird people that believe, obviously, new life starts with a new sunrise and life can die at the sunset.
Right.
So I was thinking, obviously, if I did a reflection of both, and at the end I'm still doing this continuous motion of waiting, it'd be just nice, I suppose. I wasn't really, really thinking about it. I was just...
So it was more natural than trying to come up with something, as some would say, rather intelligent.
Yeah, that's why I don't really write many poems, because it's hard for me to structurally think of it.
Well, moving on, do you have any idea what your most favoured piece of artwork is? Which piece of your artwork receives the most favourites out of all the other ones?
See, I would have thought it would probably be some of my scenes.
Right.
So
It is an image, and it is one of the scene pictures.
I would know, maybe something weird and interesting, like the sheep picture I would have thought was quirky.
You want to know what it is?
Which one was that?
Malta 6.
Malta 6?
Yep. It is a lovely shot you've taken. Obviously this was taken while you were in Malta. What's the story behind this picture?
I think this was my first year in Malta. It should be 2005, I believe.
Yep, 2005, 2007. Yep, so this was...
my first year in Malta, and it was the first time I'd ever been out of England for a long time. And I was watching the sunset, and again, thinking back to a relationship I was used to be in, I was hoping that maybe somewhere the same person was watching a sunset in their area. But generally I just thought the colours were pretty.
I think that's fair. I mean, and it is a beautiful shop, but